Hello, folks. So here I am in my backyard again, and just doing what I usually do most days. But this is a little different day because last night I played at the Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame Museum. Season 10 is here. Gotta have a new song. Baby, have no fear. We can sing along. 'Cause it's Mo's Cowbell. Yeah, we rocked out, man. We played hard, and it was good. It was good. You know, it might have been a tad loud towards the end. I mean, because the place only holds 100 people. So, and it was packed with people. And they seemed, you know, it was weird. They were enthusiastic while we're playing, but then at the end, they give us a standing ovation. I mean, everybody was standing up. Anyway, I'm writing my journal. I usually put a sticker. I have all these stickers. So this is a sticker I got in 2020 when I went to NAMM. So I have all these stickers, and I'm like, what do I have these stickers for? I'm going to put them in my journal. So every page has a sticker just about. So, you know, and every time I buy something new, I get another sticker. So last night I used a couple different instruments, and later in this video I'm going to show you what I used. Well, of course, I used the Ed Sheeran baritone that you've already seen, but I'll show you how I was using it. And I had another piece of equipment that I want to talk about a little bit. Here's the gear that I used last night. I was going to use this Paul Reed Smith over here, but then I realized, hey, this is the celebration of the Agents of Fortune record, so I had to drag this one out. I had to dust it off and tune it up, and yeah, you know, it's a really good guitar. But there are several things that I forgot about until I was on stage, and then I realized, oh yeah, this thing, if you look at it funny, it goes out of tune. I don't know. Is it a Gibson thing? I don't know. But so it doesn't stay in tune great. You know, certainly not like the PRS, any of the PRSs that I only have SEs. I imagine the high-end PRSs are at least as good, if not better. So, but the more affordable ones are certainly better than your average Gibson for staying in tune. You know, pitch key. So anyway, what that does is, instead of like the hip shot like I have on that one, does a drop D thing. A little bit out of tune, but so I put the tremolo on it. And it sounded really good. It's the output is less than the PRS. Well, I used this one, and I used the Ed Sheeran thing too. So, and that performed like a champ, man. Oh my God, it was great. Morning Final, because Joe has a acoustic version, a great acoustic version. So I wanted to have a bit of that acoustic sound for Morning Final, and I also wanted to have it for astronomy, because that's how I did it on Reimagine Us. So I got them to kind of do it a little bit like that. So you know, it was you know, and of course Jules and Danny, they had never played astronomy with Joe and me. So Joe and I have our own way of doing it, and they were like, wow, I've never done it like that. That's pretty cool. And the setup yesterday was that Joe and myself and Jules and Danny and Paul Rappaport all sat on a panel, and we talked about the history of, you know, behind Blue Oyster Cult, basically. The first 3 albums, how Paul got involved. I can't overemphasize how important Paul was to making Blue Oyster Cult a popular band. He basically single-handedly got a whole bunch of radio stations in California to start playing us. And that was where we first started drawing like big crowds, like thousands of people. Before that, you know, I mean, and we never were that, you know, that popular on Long Island, you know, back in the day, you know. I mean, you know, when we played at Connery's Bar, there would be like 20 people at the most. It was sold out last night, and people were very enthusiastic. You know. So anyway, so we did this panel thing. We talked about an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. Norman Pruslin was in charge of the whole thing, so he moved everything right along like a good teacher would do. You know, I mean, he let people go as long as they wanted, but then he was like, okay, next thing. You know, next, you know, he had an agenda. So we got everything done. Anyway, so I played this one. And so there was a tuning issue, and then there was a neck dive thing. So if you, well, I have this big strap on it, but it wants to go down. So it's a 25. You might notice it looks a little unusual. And that's not fisheye. This has got a 25 and a half. It's a Fender scale, not a Gibson scale. So it's got a longer neck. It has a single coil in the front, so like that. So anyway, it's an unusual guitar. I don't know that I would use it every day, but for this gig, I had to do it. For astronomy, I used just the piezo. Okay, so here's my pedal board that I used last night. I have, of course, the tuner, which is, you have to have that. It's a little flat. So then we have the no balls distortion. So that puts a little harder edge on the sound. I have right now, I'm using just the piezo. The one on top. Which is an interesting sound. This piezo does not sound like, well, it doesn't sound like any other ones that I have. I don't know exactly how they have it hooked up there, but it's different. So I have this one, the Nobels OD1. Then I have over here, I have the Black Ash, the Earthquaker. I just like this thing. It reminds me of the Black Keys. Really fuzzy. I have over here, I have the Beatronics Pollinator, which is like an echo. See, that's without it. That's with it. Right now, it has several. Over on this side, it is vibrato and echo. This side, it's like modulation, and it also has an octave thing going on. So you see, and this is the repeats. This is the modulation. I don't know what happens when you turn it off, but this is, you know, if you turn that all the way down, it's just like, turn it up. Yeah. Oh, and I also used some other advanced technology. This is a microphone that supposedly was designed by Frank Filippetti. It's called the Gauge, and it's a dynamic, you know, vocal mic for live, and I like it because it has a little bit more edge on it. So my voice is very it can get kind of not like David Johansen, but kind of foghorny. That's why I'm always horny. I'm fog horny, I mean. So, so this makes me sound a little bit more intelligible. And then I used this piece last night for the first time. This is the Dario. It's a you put your mic into it. So put your mic into it, and then there's these things that are sensors that when you turn it on, well, I gotta plug it in. You turn it on, and you can adjust the sensitivity, and it will not. When you move away from the mic, it turns it off. So it makes the stage sound a little cleaner. And I tried it, and it seems to work. So I wasn't getting any nasty feedback when I wasn't on the mic, which unfortunately somebody, either Joe or Joan, somebody over on that side, stage left, was getting terrible feedback in the monitors, and I don't know why, but I think it's, if they had one of these, it wouldn't happen because there was no singing. It was during the instrumental part, so it didn't make any sense. It would be feeding back. But anyway, so that's the story of the gig. It was a great gig. I hope that it's not the only time that I play with these guys, because it was quite amazing, playing these Blue Oyster Cult songs with the guys that have probably played them as much, if not more, than I have. So that was cool. It was cool. And we were talking about how Blue Oyster Cult, when we started out, we were a total jam band. We didn't even have any songs. We just jam. We'd, start jamming. And they both Danny and Jules come from that kind of background as well. And then in Blue Oyster Cult, Eric and Don, of course, they keep the tradition alive by letting them put their own personality into it and changing things. And that's how they've always done it, that it's a living, breathing thing, that it's playing live, and no performance is ever going to be exactly the same. Anyway, Blue Oyster Cult is definitely anti-AI, and as far as music goes, they created it all themselves. So. Great. Okay, with that, have a great week, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being into my stuff, man. That's really cool. I really appreciate it.